Joining me now, former Indiana Attorney General, Republican Curtis Hill is with us. General, it's great to have you on the program.
Thanks, Grant. Great to be here.
So, what do you make of today's ruling?
Well, eliminating racial discrimination means eliminating all of it. Those 8 words are prominent in this decision, and it's so crystal clear and simple for those of us who believe in the Constitution and those of us who believe in freedom and equality. You can't have equality by treating one group different than another. So this is an inevitable day in my estimation. Certainly affirmative action policies were well intended, but the bottom line is they haven't worked, and nor do they are they consistent with the constitutional practice of freedom in this country.
All right, I want to go on the record that I support both of these decisions. I think they're the right decisions, but let me play devil's advocate for a moment. We know the educational system in inner cities across America and poor areas across America are not good. And this is not a black or white thing. This is a poor or rich thing. Poor white neighborhoods have the same problem that poor black neighborhoods have. But if you're a college and you say, okay, I want to have some diversity on campus. I want the rich kid from Beverly Hills or Scarsdale, New York, to interact with somebody from an inner city that didn't have the privileges that they had. How do you do that without affirmative action? Can that still be done? Are there enough minorities who can meet the criteria to make it at Harvard?
Well, one of the things that we have to focus on is getting the kids where they are from K to 12. Strengthening our education system to create qualified candidates for college. That's where we've gone wrong. We've put such an emphasis on race and preferences that we've told kids, if you're black, they're going to lower the standards and you're going to get into these elite colleges. That's the furthest thing that away from what we should have been doing. We should have been telling kids, work hard, gain your knowledge, gain your merit, or earn your way through. So the biggest thing that we can do to ensure that we have qualified candidates in college is to go back to our K through 6 or K through 12 education process and strengthen that process, making sure that we can put the quality of classic education before our children, not just our black children, but all of our children, so we can increase our standards in education across the country.
So, General, I'm a firm believer that education is dependent on the quality of students in the classroom, not necessarily the quality of teachers. You could take the worst teachers and put them in the best school district. Those kids would probably still do well because there's parents at home making them do their homework. There's parents at home reading to them at night. There's parents at home making sure from an early age that they're starting to learn and absorb these kinds of things. I think it's more than administration or who's teaching, and it's more about the household unit, the family unit that is holding kids back. And again, not black or white, but a poor situation. If you're poor in America, no matter what color you are, these are the problems you face.
Grant, you're exactly right. It's the raw material that's coming through the system. And parental engagement, parental involvement is the number one factor. Having 2 parents is better than having one, but even having one parent who's engaged with what the children's going through. We hear a lot of folks these days talking about parental rights, and I'm a big advocate of parental rights. But bigger than parental rights is parental responsibility, engaging in children, knowing what your children are going through, experiencing that with your children, preparing them, getting them ready to go. That's the number one factor that provides strength in education for youngsters today.
General, do you think these colleges and universities will try to find an end run around this and will still be experiencing the same thing?
I think they'll absolutely try to find an end run. I mean, that's sort of what they do. What's wonderful about this opinion is it sets the stage for what I think is inevitable, and that's we need to start focusing away from the entire history of protected class, the concept of choosing one over the other. That there's no way that that's equal. There's no way that that's equitable. So I see this as a first step towards gaining true equality under the law.